An angry speech on the Plymouth travesty. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow citizens, I stand before you today to address a travesty, a failure so blatant it demands our collective outrage. Last night, in the heart of Plymouth, yet another tragedy unfolded. A stabbing, a senseless act of violence that leaves our community shaken. Yet here we are, left in the dark, abandoned by those who claim to protect us. Where is the leadership? Where is the transparency? The so-called authorities, who we entrust with our safety, have once again failed to inform, failed to act decisively, and failed to uphold their duty to protect the public. What do we have instead? Silence, vagueness, an information vacuum, they call it. But let me tell you what it really is. It's negligence. The perpetrator is reportedly still at large, yet no description is given, no photo fit, nothing. How do you expect the public to stay vigilant? How do you expect parents, families and citizens to feel safe when you withhold the very details that could protect us? Instead, you choose to keep us guessing, to breed confusion and fear. Let us not forget the overwhelming response: armed police, hazardous material vans, and specialist units flooding the scene. If this was a domestic incident, as some suggest, why the extraordinary deployment? Why declare a major incident if there's no wider threat to the community? This contradiction reeks of incompetence, and it insults the intelligence of every person in Plymouth and beyond. We've seen this before: Southport, London, Manchester. The same cycle of violence, the same empty assurances, and the same glaring failure to learn from past mistakes. How many more lives must be lost? How many more families must grieve? How many more times must we hear the hollow promises of never again, only to watch history repeat itself? The truth is, our government, our institutions, and our leaders have abandoned their responsibilities. They have allowed crime to fester, communities to suffer, and trust to erode. They prioritize appearances over action, spin over substance, and silence over truth. They claim to protect us, yet they refuse to arm us with the very information that could save lives. And what about justice? How can we speak of justice when the streets are no longer safe, when killers roam free, and when citizens are left defenseless? The people of Plymouth deserve better. The people of this nation deserve better. We are not pawns in a political game. We are not statistics to be brushed aside. We are human beings, and our lives matter. Enough is enough. We demand answers. We demand accountability. And above all, we demand action. The time for excuses is over. This travesty is not just an isolated incident. It is a symptom of a broken system. And unless we stand together, speak out, and hold those in power to account, this will not be the last tragedy we face. To the government, the police, and every authority that has failed us, hear this: we will not be silenced. We will not be ignored. You owe us answers, and you owe us change. The blood of our community will not be washed away with empty words. It's time to act before more lives are lost.